Hey, hey, hey. I hope you guys enjoy these, what I'm calling podcast shorts for my Burnout to All Out community. This is just a little peek behind the curtain of the coaching that goes on inside of my programs. We're bringing to you some of the best nuggets and coaching I'm giving within hot seats of all of our different programs, whether it's our LinkedIn Method Academy, our mini mastermind business basics, all the way up to our higher level mastermind. If you're hearing some of these questions and you're like, man, I wish I could get my burning question answered by Melissa. Hey, guess what? You could be featured on my podcast. If you've got a question that you want answered and you submit it to my team and we pick it, we will bring you here to the podcast for our podcast shorts and do a hot seat with you. Where can you submit your questions? Send them to teamburnout2allout.co. We'll make sure we drop that in the show notes for our podcast shorts. And I hope that you guys find as much value in these shorts as our clients do inside the program. Need some effective tactical advice that actually helps you get results and makes a real difference in your life and business? You've come to the right place. If you're finding yourself here today, it means you're getting ready to gain serious traction in your business, rapidly multiply your income and impact, and you're ready to make it happen while living all out. Guys, I'm Melissa Hinault, your trustworthy corporate dropout turned six-figure business burnout turned happy and healthy CEO of a multi-million-dollar online business. And you're listening to the Burnout to All Out podcast. On this show, we're serving up innovative growth strategies, simple implementation methods to put them into practice, and action-stimulating inspiration tailored specifically for the modern entrepreneur. Let's dive in. Let's go to Miss Beverly.
Question kind of continuing down where you were going with, Tisha. So my background is before I became a resume writer and career coach, I owned a staffing and recruiting business for over 25 years. So I have a lot of local connections on LinkedIn, as well as just kind of industry related. And I'm pretty connected to a bunch of resume writers as well. And I am needing to start growing my connections more into my ideal client. So my ideal client is a mid and senior level manager or just a professional that it will be looking for a new job. So in addition to writing resumes, I've kind of scaled my business. First of all, I have a writer write for me. So that gives me time to focus on this piece, which I really love, plus the coaching. And I typically will sell packages with my business. And the coaching, unless they purchase one-on-one coaching with me, my coaching is pretty much already done. And so it's really kind of a neat little scalable thing. So that's why I was so attracted to what you're doing here. I just need to get more people into my funnel. And I'm wondering too, but I was looking through when you go on LinkedIn and you just look on like who it's recommending for you to connect with. I feel like probably there's a whole lot of local people I still should go back and reach out to that have the job titles that I'm looking for. But beyond that, I mean, first of all, is that a good suggestion? And then second, beyond that, how can I grow beyond local?
Yeah. So local is a really great, kind of point of connection with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
To just introduce yourself and say, I see that we're both local in the area and I would love to add you to my network. And so I think that's a great place to start. Another place for all of you guys to get started on LinkedIn is previous clients. If you can go to your previous clients' profiles and you can look at their networks and you can request to connect with them. And I would use your previous client's name in the request to connect. Hey, I see that you're connected to so-and-so, was a previous client of mine, and I'm looking to grow my network, right? Time you can create a common ground, a common connection with people, the more likely they're going to accept the request to connect. And back to the previous client as well, a great place to start is reaching back out to your previous clients and asking for referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to them on LinkedIn. And I mean, there's no better platform, especially since you're in the resume writing career coaching space.
Yeah, right.
Right. Is reaching out to your past clients and say, hey, if you enjoyed working with me and maybe you have a referral bonus, maybe you have something you're offering them, right? I know with our program, anybody you guys refer into our academy, you get a $200 referral bonus, right? So any kind of incentive for clients who really enjoyed it and would think that their network could enjoy working with you. So you can put that out there as well. And then thirdly would be power partnerships. And this is for all of you guys, is thinking about who could I not direct to consumer, direct to customer, but who could I befriend on LinkedIn? Who could I grow my network with? Who have the keys to the kingdom of my ideal client, right? Who have access to and are connected to these groups that I could get in front of. So I know that you're mid to senior level management. And so I don't know if working with certain HR departments or who would be the gatekeepers, or I know you're a career coach, so I don't know what type of overlap and competitiveness there is between like a career coach and some of the executive coaching that's done out there, or like kind of higher level professional masterminds. Like, I mean, I'm in like entrepreneurial masterminds, but I know my husband has been in a number of different, they're not called masterminds in small business and corporate. They're called something else, but it's like, he's been in these cohorts that his company has paid for that are like these group coaching programs that are fairly high ticket that the company pays for that have other executives in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. I think that's a great idea.
Those are the people I would become friends with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
And maybe you even pitch to do a free webinar with those types of groups and have your opt-in, your freebie, your thing at the end to like get everybody's email addresses so they can follow up with you.
Okay.
You know what really helped me go from making $1,200 per launch in 2020 to making over $800,000 per launch in 2023? Guys, I'll give you a hint. It wasn't a secret formula. It wasn't a magical hack or strategy. And it definitely wasn't a grind till you die mentality. You guys, it was getting in the right room in front of the right people. And that right circle of influence raises the bar, helping us set new, higher expectations for ourselves and elevate our standards for the life we live and the business we operate. Because the truth is that we don't know what we're truly capable of until we get into the room with the people who are going bigger than us, scaling higher and showing us what is possible. When you join us in Austin at Burnout to All Out Live this October, you will be stepping into the room. This 2 to 3 day experience, depending on if you go VIP, is the most results-oriented event for business owners and entrepreneurs. It's unlike any other event you've attended. If you're looking for dynamic growth opportunities, cutting edge ideas, a supportive community, and energizing inspiration to help you elevate your business and upgrade your life, you'll find it at Burnout to All Out Live. But I have to warn you, last year the seats sold out weeks in advance. As a matter of fact, our gold VIP tickets, and I'm recording this ad in January, are totally sold out already. They've been snatched up. We do have some silver VIP tickets for that extra third day, and there's a good chance we're going to totally sell out this event again. So if you want in, I encourage you to grab your ticket now before the prices go up and the silver VIP tickets are completely gone. Check out the show notes from this podcast episode for the link to grab your ticket to secure your spot at Burnout to All Out Live 2024, where we will be elevating you. Or if you have a web browser handy, open up a new tab and go to www.burnout2allout.co/live-events. Can't wait to see you there.
Keys to the kingdom. Speaking of that, that leads me to my second question. So I've been live streaming every week since mid-July. And I do just like a little brief training. And actually what's kind of funny is the last 4 weeks have all been on LinkedIn. And I mean, that's what I'm training on. And so I'm planning to start bringing in a guest, and I kind of have me a running list. So my question for you, because I do think like what you're talking about is someone that is similar, but maybe a little different. So like I've got some recruiters and some HR people on that list, and as well as people maybe related in my industry as well. But what I want to know is, do you have any tips or best practices for when you invite guests? How do you plan what you're going to ask them? Just anything you can offer me in the way of structuring that.
I always think about what would bring value to my audience, right? So if like with my podcast, I actually prepare all of my questions before they come, but I'm just that personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said this on one of the calls earlier today, like I was the kid in pharmacy school who was done studying by 8 p.m. the night before and went to bed early. Whereas my best friend who was in the dorm next to me pulled all-nighters every time. And I just cannot handle that kind of anxiety. I don't operate that way. So like I have a podcast interview tomorrow with my executive assistant. And the whole purpose is a lot of people just want to peek behind the curtain of like who supports me and protects my energy. So tomorrow morning, the first thing I'm going to do is really scribe down like the questions I'm going to ask her that my audience would want to know the answers to. So if you're going to bring a guest on, think about what is their subject matter expertise. How is it going to bring value? Because I mean, you can talk about the sky being blue and what they did for vacation, and it can be a talk show coffee chat, but that's not bringing value to your audience. And most people have very finite period of time. So also my podcast, I like jump right in. There's not a whole lot of pleasantries and wasting time because time is money and people's attention is an asset, right? So I like just jumping right in with the questions. So thinking about what value is this guest going to bring my audience and how am I going to be seen as like the go-to person by bringing these experts on to my interviews.
Sounds good. Anything else? I mean, like when you reach out to people to join you, is there anything that you ask them? Like, I mean, are there questions you want me to ask you or anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
As a matter of fact, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I ask, like, it's a little bit different because it's a podcast, but I ask for people's like speaker. It's called a one-sheeter, like a speaker one-sheeter that gives me like key topics. So that's the other thing you can ask for in advance. And this is how and why I prepare is anyone who comes onto my podcast has to submit a speaker sheet that talks about like their key 3 to 4 topics that they know like the back of their hand that they can speak to that would bring value to my audience.
Okay.
And they have their website and everything on that sheet. So I go and research all of that the day before so that I'm ready to ask those questions.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I've been on a few podcasts too, and it seems like they have sent me something similar. And I've had a couple of them actually send me the questions that they're going to ask, which is kind of cool because then you have an idea of how to prepare and you're not stumbling all over yourselves too. So I thought about that. And then I had someone else tell me she asked them to write what questions they want to be asked. And I was like, that could take some work off me.
I did that too. I did that for my business coach. Because I know how massive his audience is, and I wanted to control the questions because I wanted to make sure his audience heard certain things that I knew. And I know how busy he is. So I sent him, I was like, if you haven't prepared yet, which I know Chris, he's just off the cuff when it comes to this stuff. I was like, here's some key questions you can ask me. And he asked me every single one, just boom, 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 boom. So that's a way to get your desired content out. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Thanks, guys, so much for listening in on today's podcast episode. And I can't wait for you to see my upcoming guest in the next episode. You are going to love this keynote speaker. Hey, here's the deal. If you liked this, please subscribe and leave a review. and you want the latest online business growth strategies and exclusive LinkedIn pro tips sent straight to your phone, text the word update to 704-318-2285. That is, text the word update to 704-318-2285. Can't wait to see you guys. Come find me over on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you like to hang. I cannot wait to hear how you are enjoying and applying what you're learning. You guys reach out to me over on social because I love hearing what's resonating with you. When you reach out to me and you send me those personal DMs, they really do impact the content I continue to bring forward to you. So again, come find me, Melissa_Hinault over on Instagram, Melissa Hinault over on LinkedIn and Facebook. Can't wait to see you guys over there.